back. Representative Costa is recognized.
I thank you for that additional 1 second. I too hope that at some point, given everything that's occurred here in the last 10 days, that this committee will reflect on its jurisdiction on these challenges we face in Venezuela. Having said that, I think that this effort with regards to AI in China is obviously critical. And let me begin by asking the three witnesses here, because I think regardless of which political party you're a part of or which administration, I look at China through this prism, and I would like to know if you agree with me or not. China is an adversary, number one. Number two, China is a competitor. And number three, China is a vast market. And it's, I think, with that backdrop that we ought to look at this challenge with regards to AI. Do the three of you agree with that?
I agree with you, Congressman, in that order. China is an adversary.
Yes.
First, it's been a competitor for a long time. To the extent that it's a vast market, it's not one that is open and welcoming of Americans.
Right, and their reputation for following the World Trade Organization or the rules of, world global markets is lacking. Let's be clear about that as well. The conditions of the export authorization, Chinese customers cannot use chips for military purposes. However, when the CCP's national level military civil fusion strategy, it seems to me this rings hollow. Would you agree with that?
What I would say is that it would be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to enforce.
Well, right. I mean, we've seen that time and time again over the last 20 years. Under the MCF, resources, state control, including economic, science, technology, military, and more, to advance the party's goals. It's all one entity. It's a syndicate. Once technology enters the Chinese ecosystem, there's no way we in the United States or any U.S.-based firms can guarantee it that it won't be used for military purposes. Is that correct? You all agree with that? And so, I mean, when we have this conversation, it is important to know, in the United States, we innovate. Chinese folks replicate, and they say the Europeans regulate. But the fact of the matter is we need to maintain our innovative edge, right? Any action on a commercial trade that would close that gap in favor of the Chinese would be a nonsensical starter from my perspective. Would you agree? Why would we want to give our adversary the opportunity to equal the playing field in any circumstance, especially when you understand what the Chinese Communist Party is all about? I think, we owe a lot of efforts to the revolution in technologies that have occurred in Silicon Valley and elsewhere in this country. It has made an incredible economic growth for the United States, but why would we cede those innovations on the investments? And by the way, those investments in part were made by federal taxpayer dollars for the U.S. government that was in our own interest, and that includes the RISC-V, which is an open standard instruction set architecture for computer processors, essentially a blueprint for designing computer chips, which received early stage support and funding under DARPA, under the Defense Advanced Research Projects. Today, Chinese companies, and you go there and you can see it, are touting their use of RISC-V chips that they use for self-driving cars and AI models and their data centers. Is that not correct? So it seems to me that we want to maintain our technological advantages in all circumstances, and given the fact that China is an adversary as well as a competitor, we should not lose sight of that fact when we're chasing markets that might be illusionary in the long term, right? I mean, we see this time and time again over the last 5, 10, 15 years with China. And by the way, they've been fairly successful at it, right? So what would you advise us to do on the current proposal by this administration regarding the sale of these chips?
Well, thank you, Congressman. One would be to legislate to backstop rules that the administration puts forward. If the rules that the administration put forward are enforced, I think it would have a pretty good shot at restricting, if not cutting off, the flow of advanced American ships. But I think Congress is going to have to act to ensure that those rules would even be followed.
And we should be consistent.
I like consistency.
I yield back the balance of my time, but I think this is a conversation that we're going to continue to have if we want to maintain our competitive edge. That's the bottom line.
Thank you, Representative Costa. And we will look forward to doing, in addition to the classified briefings that this committee has led on Venezuela,